morning and welcome. Happy Hump Day. I'm Joe Jaquin, CEO of the Patriot Trading Group. Our toll-free number, 800-951-0592. The website at allamericangold.com. And today you'll notice the event. I talked about the event that we sponsored last week. It's up there on the website today. A lot of people that wanted to get their pictures taken and all of those things. Right below the banner, click here for pictures, and we've got them all posted out there for you. For all you people that were out at the event, thank you for supporting the cause. Metals plan. Listen, we're done. But the post office made a request. We have overwhelmed them. We have had to break up the shipments because it was just too much for them to do. So now we will ship again today and one more time tomorrow, and that will conclude all of our shipping. And, you know, the metal, listen, there's hundreds and hundreds of people in the plant. I actually get it. It made sense. You know, those big plastic totes that the postal people have in their trucks. I mean, we had 4 of those things loaded up. So it just didn't. It just wasn't. Everybody would have gave the death stare and everything else. So they are all boxed. Arlene will deliver another box today, and then the final box on Thursday. If you don't know what we're talking about, wake up, pay attention, go to the website, click on the Metals Plan icon, and you'll understand what it is that I'm talking about. I got a great show lined up for you. I warned you on Monday, buy this dip because it wasn't going to last long. Gold's retaking 1,500. The Dow's down 500 after being down 350 points. And my former tag team partner, great friend, all-around good guy. Uglier than a mud fence. Nah, he's actually pretty good looking. EricCedarstrom.
Hey, I resent that remark. How are you doing? I'm
welcome.
Back. Yeah.
Wow.
Man, did I go around the country? So.
I'm going to tell you. So Eric has been on a walk, but it was so funny is he came in today and he knew how to get to me. He brought food.
I brought food.
Hey, can I come on the air? Here's some food.
I do a little show. You know what? And I stopped at Jack in the Box, and I got to tell you that years ago I became a fan of the Jack in the Box Supreme croissant. I wonder if this is like.
Are you doing a plug here?
Well, you know what I think? This is where the world is going. You know, the movie Idiocracy, where the Secretary of Treasury finishes every sentence brought to you by Carl's Jr. He goes, how come? He goes, because every time I say it, they pay me. But I got to tell you, if you don't have a lot of money, don't go to Jack in the Box. It's now become one of the most expensive restaurants in the country. I couldn't believe it.
It's not just Jack in the Box. It's all of them. He thought he was going to trick me by asking me how much he thought the croissants were, and I already knew. I'm like, yeah, it's $7 a pop, man.
So, yeah, you people at home, you got to be thinking what I'm thinking, because I go maybe twice a year, and this morning I was up early, getting everything done, moving stuff around. The heat has broken kind of out here. So
it's almost really nice.
It's in the 90s at the heat of the day, but in the 60s at my house this morning. So I was at 5 and just getting everything done. It's like getting out of prison. And for you people who live in the cold country, when it's in the high 90s in October, it's kind of like when it's snowing on Easter Day at your house. You're like, enough is enough. You've just had it. So, but man, when it stops, it was just nice. So I had some stuff to do in here, and I haven't been on in a long, long time. So I got a lot of things to cover. I mean, it's crazy what's happening in this country right now. People are just kind of scratching their heads at everything, from the impeachment to the president to the radical left agenda. That if you'd have introduced this just 4 years ago, people laughed them right off the planet. Now, it's becoming something that, like, well, this may happen. Now, I had to go up to the ranch, and I had some things I had to get done, and but way up on the Canadian border. We're talking out in the country where the heartland of America lives.
Let me give you another word. Hicksville.
Hicksville.
This is where you were.
I'm going to report in from Hicksville. Okay? Now, let me tell you where we're at here. Is the country heading to civil war? Absolutely. Make no mistake about it. And I had made a comment when I predicted Trump, and when Trump got elected, I predicted that here. A lot of people did. I mean, no big deal. But Joe and I kind of were like, well, yeah. Not a lot of people believed it was going to happen. But if you look at the red voters on the map, and then you look at the blue voters, okay? Blue voters are highly concentrated, the big cities. And I had made a comment and go, well, there's no way ever that the blue could attack the red. They just can't do it. There's just too much. They can't come across Iowa out of, San Francisco. So when the Civil War starts, but the red could definitely take on the blue. I mean, if you give that map a powerful study. Well, reporting from Hicksville, you have no idea how crazy it's gotten. In the Pacific Northwest, and we talked about this when this first happened, when I was doing this every day about releasing wolves into society.
Right, the gray wolves.
Right, and they brought them back and they forced them on the ranchers, and nobody wanted these things. The conservatives did not want them. And I mean to tell you, they protected them like if you shoot one, you're going to jail.
They get more protection than unborn babies.
And this is all tied in with fake hamburger. Okay, I mean, the wolves are all in on this deal. Okay, and we're going to talk about that when we get back. You're listening to the Patriot Radio News Hour. Rockin' and firing. Stay with us.
Now the fighting will be close at hand.
Yeah, Mike and the Mechanics. That song's still playing. This song goes all the way back. It's derivations to when we did shortwave. Guys, I'm an old timer, but I'm still doing good. I had lunch Monday with Pastor Lindsey Williams and his lovely wife. How about that? So Monday at his home, we had a very nice lunch. His wife's an amazing cook, so just interesting. Everybody's trying to get everybody's perspective on what in the world's going on. So back, because I got a story for you here that you're not going to believe. Now, we had Joe, who came on, was it last Friday and talked about the fake meat hamburgers?
Bill Roberts.
Okay. And of course, the extreme left's position is the cattle are killing the environment.
It's the cow's fault.
Right. Now, they're not going to end there. Okay, this is the first time you're going to hear this. Horses and pigs are a real problem, too. So once you start murdering cows, it's just going to go down the line until the chickens are going to be shaken. All right? They're not going to stop. And this is the agenda that's behind it. Some of the shows are great. Rush Limbaugh, I have to give it to him. I listened to him yesterday, and I never really cared for him. I kind of thought he was a mouthpiece for the New World Order. A lot of us did. But lately, for a while now, he's been in the Trump camp. And yesterday, he did a show on the fake meat. But now, the wolves, let me get back to the wolves here. I'm going to connect the dots for you. So, they hate them up there. If you're a cattle rancher and you shoot one, so you got wolves.
Well, can I start with it? Who likes wolves? Anybody?
The environmentalists and the liberals.
Because they're dangerous. If you live up, somewhere where they can kill your kids, kill your pets. Does anybody really like them?
They eliminated them because of that. But now you have ruined the order of the natural environment, a.k.a. sea-spotted owl, that has turned logging into crystal meth. Okay, that's what happened to the Pacific Northwest. They've destroyed it. They took all the railroad tracks out of the small towns. They called it rails to trails. How about that?
Rails to trails.
And they scrapped it. It was a huge deal. They scrapped all the steel from the railroad tracks to the Chinese. So, they just decimated.
And listen, something has to come its place. And in this case, like you said, it happened to be crystal meth.
Crystal meth, yeah. No opportunity, no freedom, no prosperity.
That's coming to all the ranchers, all the towns that livelihoods are ranching. Right, you're next.
Well, now what's happened is the small towns, the real estate markets are starting to run because people, use that keyword, are starting to run from the big towns. I mean, it's amazing. So you're starting to get, for the first time ever, I think you could sell a home in May, Washington, population 7, faster than you can sell one in L.A. Because this is what's happening. Now, at the same time, the population is growing in the rural parts of the Pacific Northwest, but the high school and grade school enrollment dropping. Ooh. So you've got people that are retiring and moving and getting out of Dodge, but they're not coming there to raise their families. So the dynamics are changing. But back to the wolves. I'm making you guys hang in here. So the wolves, let me tell you, we've got 100-plus acres up there, 17 miles from Canada. My mother-in-law had a wolf murder a deer 20 feet from front door. They woke up in the morning, blood everywhere. Sorry if you're eating breakfast. Deer carcass. Wolf just tore it to smithereens in the middle of the night. So even now, my brother-in-law, they run a logging company up there. I have a back 40 that is, just wilderness. Who knows what's up there? Everybody wants to hunt it and everything, and I won't let them. But he says, don't go back up there. Don't go back there without packing a pistol.
When you were just up there?
When I was up there, yeah. This is 2 weeks ago. Don't go up there. Don't go that back 40 unless you're armed. Interesting statement. So, a farmer, if you get excessive losses, if you get a pack, and they have the pack's name, and they lie about how many are, because these things are multiplying at unbelievable rates. I mean,
they're not rabbits, but they're right next.
They're right there. Yeah, how many pups? How many pups can
in a litter?
11, 12, 13, and they lie about how many they are. So a farmer had lost 29 cattle. Apparently that was now, if you lose one, you can go to King County, which is in Seattle, and you can apply for money to be reimbursed. They'll pay you back if you can prove wolves are murdering your cows. So he's remitted for money 29 times in the last year. And he also put in, he wanted to have the pack removed because they're killing his cows. Believe it or not, they agreed with him because it's just becoming expensive,
Right. That's a lot of checks you got to write.
So they agreed they're going to kill 8 wolves out of this pack, the apex predators. They studied it. They brought people out. They did the math. They had drone, and they go, okay, 8. We're going to kill 8 on your property. Okay, fine. He's happy. Everyone's happy, right? Maybe it'll, stop the cow murdering. So the liberals, and they're up there, and they're everywhere, and the extreme left, which is this, we don't know who they are and what they look like. Heck, they even got them in China. Isn't that crazy what's going on over there? The protests. Decided that it's unfair to kill these wolves. Okay, this is a huge problem with messing up the environment by killing the wolves. So they put out an all-out, the Antifas, they're in the country, they have put out an APB to kill every cow you see. Shoot it. Shoot it on sight. It is unbelievable. There are dead cows laying on the sides of roads. That's one thing to kill a cow, and wrestle it. But it's another, and take the meat. But they're just shooting them
and leaving them.
To retaliate the decision to kill the wolves.
So they didn't say kill 8 cows.
No, kill all the cows.
Kill all the cows.
So if you see them, and believe me, there's open range everywhere, shoot them. Think about this. Think about this mentality of this generation. This is what's happening. And this is how far left and extreme everything is. And it's interesting. You read the comments and you listen or you look and you follow, and they're posting in the letters to the editor, and people are writing about how they hate the cows, and the cows are just destroying the world. And I mean, and it's amazing that anybody would listen to this. This is food. I mean, so what? You hate eating? I don't know what to say. So I just thought I'd check in that's Hicksville.
From Hicksville. See, and this is the thing we got to have here, because I say all the time, I'm insulated. Everybody I hang out with are Trump supporters, and I don't really, I've got this cocoon, and we broadcast here in Phoenix and Denver, right? These are big cities. You're really not aware of what's really happening out in these little nooks and crannies all over the country, and how bad it really is.
It's crazy. I mean, the left is just crazy. The left wants to get rid of the right. Now, the right, we've been there. We don't care. We put up with them. You got to have something to laugh at. Right? These things are becoming quite serious. And the left wants to get rid of the right. They want the Republican Party gone. They just don't want it. They just don't want it to be an inconvenience. They want it gone.
We've had a lot of shows, especially on 1360 KHNC, talking about the population control that's coming. It's going to start with the guys on the right.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Let's get rid of those guys first.
They want to get rid of it. So they want one party. They want to control the press. They want to get rid of radio. Make no mistake about it. This is on the agenda. The wolves, ladies and gentlemen, to kill the cows. I mean, this is just an excuse. They want to kill all the cows. They force you to eat. McDonald's is introducing, get this, a PLT. P like Paul. Not B. P. Plant, lettuce, and tomatoes.
But lettuce and tomato are already plant.
I know, but now you get some plant meat.
Meat.
And they want to legislate this. They want it done. You're not going to be allowed to eat it. How crazy is this that we're talking about? How crazy is it that this could even be possibly talked about?
You think we could have a day soon where if you want meat, real meat, not a plant meat, that, you can have it. But that Big Mac at McDonald's is now $28.
Right, or a license. Need a license.
Right, you need a license. First, you got to get a red meat license.
Yep. I mean, I don't know where it's all going to end, but let me tell you, the liberals will get elected again. Look at what they're doing. They're importing liberal voters as fast as they possibly can. Opening the borders to anyone
They're bringing them to Colorado. They're bringing them to Arizona. They're bringing them to Texas. They're bringing them to Florida.
So you're witnessing, yes, the balkanization of the United States. I mean, it's just insane. You look at everything else that's going on with the impeachment.
They're just throwing all kinds of mud at it. Now another whistleblower is coming out, and anything they can possibly think of just to throw it up there on the wall. I'm sorry. You know what? Yesterday I was like, dude, this is never going to happen. 24 hours later, I'm starting to get a little nervous about it.
Well, I think it might.
Starting to get a little nervous about it.
The only thing that's interesting is, you're still allowed to defend yourself. Communist nation, you're not. Okay, you're just done. So, and the socialist commies, that make up the left now, it's amazing. And the media is right with them, and that's one of the biggest issues. So you think it's this huge, huge movement, but then you got to every now and then pull out the election map and look at it. You're like, I feel better. Maybe we're not completely gone, but I mean the demographics are shifting quickly. How about this one? A year from today, you're not going to be able to get on an airplane with an Arizona driver's license.
That's correct.
How about that? You're going to need a national ID. What
do we do with the Arizona? Do we have to have that too now?
You have to have that to drive.
You got to have both.
Right. But to travel, TSA won't let you on without your new national ID card, which I think is also tied to your medical records. Crazy.
What is the purpose of this ID?
I have no idea. What, a driver's license isn't good enough?
Right? I mean, what other information would you need?
It's the master database. So that's what it is. So driver's license, isn't going to work.
Hey, listen, we did the research. It costs way too much money to link up all the DMVs and get all the information put into one database. We're just going to start over. Everybody flies in at some point in their life. You're going to need one, and you're going to get put in.
Right. Isn't that interesting? And it costs $25 on top of it. So there was an article in the paper yesterday in Arizona, like if you get a speeding ticket and they fine you $100, they learned it from like hotels, their service charges or the airlines. So
it cost the cop $5 in gas to pull you over. Then it took him another 15 minutes of his time to write the ticket.
This is exactly right. So if you get a $100 fine, the final bill averages around $230.
That's like going to a hotel in California.
Right, you want to park?
It's $150 a night. Why is the bill $300?
Right.
Well, taxes.
Yeah, taxes and parking fees.
Oh, how did you get here? Oh, I took a car. Well, that's $25 a day.
Baggage handling fees. I mean, it's just crazy. I love how you started. So tell me, over the weekend, you did
last Thursday.
Oh, last Thursday. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm looking at the pictures on All American Gold.com.
And again, and I said this last week, right? I don't do it, to sell gold or anything like that. Every year, I just sponsor it and help put it out there, allow to hear the message and get together. And this one was last Thursday at the Scottsdale Performing Arts. If you go out to AmericanGold.com, it was this one was the War for America's Soul that I was a big sponsor for.
Now, who all was there?
Sebastian Gorka was there.
That guy, I'm looking at him. He looks like he's an NBA player. He's like
a great
7
guy.
feet tall.
Had a great conversation with him. He's kind of he's my age, so he's 49 years old and kind of a younger voice, if you will. You know, these guys, Rush and all these guys, they're getting old.
Yep.
So Gorka was there. I wanted to meet him. Michelle Malkin, she's the author. She's got her new book out, Open Borders, Inc. And what really drew me was because she lays out who is behind, where the money's all coming from that. And then they had Larry Elder and Mike Gallagher was the other one that was there.
Hey, we'll be back. Stay with us. Patriot Radio News Hour will return after these messages.
This is the Phyllis Schlafly Report, a daily broadcast from Phyllis Schlafly Eagles, and we're upholding the legacy of Phyllis Schlafly, grassroots activist, author of 27 books, and articulate voice of traditional values for more than 70 years. Now, here's the president of Phyllis Schlafly Eagles, Ed Martin.
Liberal politicians never fail to use tragic situations to sacrifice logic and solutions on the altar of their radical agenda. This is most pervasive in the epidemic of gun violence in America. Democratic politicians, candidates, and the media are quick to twist any mass shooting to fit their political narrative, unless, of course, the details just can't be spun to meet their needs. Look no further than one of the 2 deadly mass shootings last August. Liberals don't want to talk about the massacre in Dayton because the shooter was a supporter of Elizabeth Warren. Connor Betts, who was killed by police near the outset of his rampage, posted that he did not think socialism was being adopted quickly enough. He described himself as a leftist. Liberals predictably call for gun control after every mass shooting, but they're also silent about how most of these young killers became desensitized to murder. It is dangerous to addict young men on games similar to what the Army uses to desensitize soldiers to killing, after all. Connor Betts killed 9 people and injured 27 others in a mere 30 seconds. It's unfathomable that someone could inflict such rapid, deadly harm so quickly without practicing to kill, even if on a screen. According to a 2015 Pew Research Center study, nearly 4 times as many young men are avid video game players compared to young women. The average gamer spends more than 7 hours each week playing video games, and many boys spend more than 40 hours per week consumed by the impersonal games which impede their social development. Democrat frontrunner Joe Biden acknowledged this video game problem to the dismay of Anderson Cooper during a CNN interview just after the El Paso and Dayton shootings. Biden said, quote, "It's not healthy to have these games teaching kids this dispassionate notion that you can shoot somebody and just sort of blow their brains out," end quote. Studies show that playing violent video games increases aggressive behavior. This is found to be true across ages and cultures, and it's hardly surprising. It's time for a spotlight to be cast on the dangerous video game industry.
This has been the Phyllis Schlafly Report with Ed Martin, president of Phyllis Schlafly Eagles. It's time to hear the truth, not the media lies, about gun rights. At PhyllisSchlafly.com, we've got strategies to protect American citizens, protect ourselves, and protect the Second Amendment. For the latest on the constitutionally protected right to bear arms, go to PhyllisSchlafly.com. Thanks for listening, and join us again for the Phyllis Schlafly Report.
Backwards, use words like no.
Yeehaw! How you guys doing? It feels good to be out here venting. Everybody's entitled to my opinion. Don't forget it. Man, it's a great day to be alive. I hope it finds you well. The Trump gold thing. I texted Joe Monday that they figured, well, I still believe the liberals are running the gold markets, and they can't, and you got to remember the liberals have the richest people. Okay, they do. They're all.
Well, you got to remember now, right? You got all of Silicon Valley. Those are liberals,
Right.
All the latest billionaires, Gates, Zuckerberg, Bezos, right? These are all
liberal. So
and now the bankers, who used to be the big Republicans, are now all liberals.
Right.
Jamie Dimon and all these are all liberals.
And these liberals, is not. I don't know if they're more liberal or anti-Trump, but they're both at this point. Right. So, and liberals don't buy generators. They don't buy. They believe in government. They don't buy bulk food. Okay? They don't buy bullets. They're against guns, and they don't buy physical gold. They buy paper, and they love paper. You look at the trading volumes in the gold trading pits, and look at the silver. Look at these wild swings. It takes a lot of trading volumes to move, any market 3 or 4% in any given day, and now that's just normal.
Yeah, no one bats an eye. Silver moves 5, 6, 7%. You're like,
Now conservatives, generators, buy bulk food, they prepare, they put things away, they prep, right? They understand the wisdom in taking the time to have things that you'd rather have and not need, and need and not have, and that's just the conservative mindset. And they buy physical gold. Well, obviously, and another one, the conservatives, we don't have the richest people, but we have more money. In other words, just the sheer inertia of people. The money on the red side is a lot bigger than the money on the other side. Even though that you would listen to the press, you wouldn't believe it. They have all the rich people, but when you take the numbers and how many hundreds of millions,
they've got the rich and then the poor.
Right. That's true. They have the rich and the poor. So, yes, if you're poor, now I've been poor. I mean, I was a kid, grew up working in gas stations, and had no student loans, played junior college football. Had 2 or 3 jobs at one point. Lori and I started with poor. We rented a manufactured home. I worked loading lumber. But it never dawned on me to go, protest because I want stuff for free.
It just didn't come to your mind.
It just didn't dawn on me. That's what the difference is. If you look at today, you look at the 60s and the riot in Kent State and the terrible things that happened, on the college campuses but again, there was more of a hippie movement, anti-war demonstrations, and it was sticking it to the man, and that was working without taxes. They didn't want free stuff back then. Now, you look at Hong Kong, is that where they're rioting today?
Kong, yeah.
I saw some of that this morning, and you look at them. These are young kids. And you look at what we have here, Antifa and Trump protests. Wait till the elections really get going next year. You're going to really see this thing come to a head. And are we going to morph into a full-blown civil war? I think so. I really do. I think that ultimately it'll be, if you look at like the terrorists that have shut down entire countries, and shut down civilization, and that's what happens. You become afraid. How good is you become afraid to gather? Because they just become. They just become targets. And we are already seeing some of that, but they're trying to blame it on guns and all that. But, ultimately, the left is, they want to get to the right. And the right will put up with the left. And so they don't see any compromise here. None. And if they do take control, imagine Ocasio-Cortez, dictating energy policies in this country. Or, dictating any policies as far as that goes. Can you imagine what would happen? So, here we are. We're at the precipice of this. There's really no way to get out. They're trying to get rid of the president for nothing. For nothing. Come on. You ask about legitimate case, and you think about Hunter Biden working at a natural gas company for $50,000 a month. There's no collusion. With the vice president's son, there's no collusion there.
He couldn't get his own wife, so he took his dead brother's wife.
Right. Crazy.
Right?
Crazy.
This is what we're talking about.
And Biden doesn't even know what millennium he's in.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh, gone.
Yeah,
Guy's
he's gone.
gone.
Yeah, he's Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs.
I'm surprised the press isn't behind Bernie this time. See, you know, my call was that I thought Bernie could beat Trump. I really did.
Last time.
I thought he could beat him. He had the momentum. He had, when you looked at who was packing in the most people at their rallies. Bernie was, and Trump, they were just every go crazy. And then the libs, man, they just yanked it right out from Bernie. Took it from him. He was the guy. I mean, they just took it from him.
They just didn't want to do it.
Now the press is not, he's not getting the coverage that he wants.
Elizabeth Warren.
Come on.
I'm scared of her. She'll get in the mud with Trump. She's not going to be afraid. Like Biden, he won't know what to do.
My wife has a liberal aunt from Minnesota, retired school teacher.
Right.
As liberal as they come. Looks just like her, talks just like her. And I mean, their thought processes. I let her use my brother's Cadillac. It was sitting there after my brother passed away. I had his Cadillac at my house. And she had her motorhome, was here from Minnesota. She goes, I got to go to the store. I'm like, okay, go ahead, take the Cadillac. So I get home that night. She goes, well, I ran into something with your Cadillac. I go, what? She goes, you're Suburban. I don't let her, if she comes back, we don't let her drive anything anymore. I can't imagine.
So you're not afraid of her?
No. Afraid
of her winning?
No.
Not at all.
I don't think she has a shot.
I like that. That makes me feel better.
She doesn't have a shot. So
she's not going to get the nomination?
No.
Biden?
No. Why do they keep wanting to put a woman in? I mean, I know that's the ticket that hasn't been punched. We haven't got the woman president. But, you know, have you really had your wife mad at you? I mean, not kind of. I mean, really mad at you. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you want her that has the ability to press the nuclear button?
If she had that ability, I wouldn't be here right now. I'd be dead already.
So, I mean, you know, I know. I'm sorry. I apologize to all the women here. I'm politically incorrect, but, I mean, ultimately it'll happen, but I don't think she's it. So, you know, you need someone with
What
a lot
about
more.
Hillary jumping in late?
Possibility. That's a real possibility. But you know what? She can't get arrested anymore. When was the last time I haven't seen her picture or heard of her or nothing? So I don't know. I don't think she. You know what?
I don't think she can win either.
I don't think so. So I don't think anyone can
be. I don't know.
Here's what I don't know. If you impeach a president, can he run for reelection? I don't know if you can do it or not. Someone needs to find out. You're listening to The Blind Leading the Stupid. We'll be right back. Hey, I hope you're still with us. The new study says that humans now have the online attention span of 12 seconds. Slightly higher. You can hold a goldfish's attention for 9 seconds.
We're killing it,
We're killing it. So I heard your ad. What is it? Listening time?
Time spent listening.
TSL.
TSL, time spent listening.
This is actually a number that radio executives study, and believe it or not...
That's why they loved Howard Stern.
Right.
Right? Because
I love that line.
People that hated him actually listened longer.
The whole hour. Why? Answer most commonly given?
Want to hear what he's saying next?
So, well, the average EricCedarstrom hater, I think, was the same. So, I had plenty of those. Joe and I were talking during the break, you know. How did Giuliani...
Rudy Giuliani.
How did he become persona non grata? I mean, this guy's a 9/11 darling. Put New York back together.
He was a hero in New York. Because New York City, a lot of people don't know this now. If you've been there in the last 20 years, you wouldn't know this. But when I was growing up in Syracuse, we'd go to Yankee games. I was a Yankee fan, diehard Yankee fan forever. Now I barely even follow it, but neither here nor there. I saw, that's where I was 7 years old when I saw my first person, my first prostitute, right? The peep shows. All that on Times Square.
7?
7.
Wow.
Because you were just there. I felt bad. At 7, at 7, you're a liberal. Because I felt bad.
Well, yeah.
I said to
you live off your parents.
I said to my dad, I was like, Dad, can we take the guy? He can live with us. My dad's like, don't make eye contact. Keep walking. Don't make eye contact. keep walking, and I'm trying to look, and he's dragging me with him. But Dad,
I'm worried my dogs are liberals. I think they are. They wait around for handouts.
and matter of fact, there's an HBO series. It's called The Deuce. A cop on every stinking corner, right? I didn't see a single peep show. I didn't see a single prostitute. I didn't see anything.
I have to admit, I had my first beer at a bar at age 13 in Mexico.
That sounds about right.
I was camping with the athletic director's son of ASU, Fred Miller. His son and I, Van, we grew up together. We're in a tent, and we snuck away and went to Choya Bay. I didn't like it, and I didn't inhale, so don't worry about it. It's okay. How about this? Did you see this? They have out here, and sorry, this is for Arizona people. They were trying to, the power companies will disconnect you. I mean, nobody knows that better. I grew up, my parents, we used to laugh about my parents, when you're a young family and you're trying to keep everything going. My parents had 5 kids. My dad used to say, he goes, we have disconnectophobia. You got to keep the power on. Everybody knows that if you don't pay, your power gets shut off.
You know what's so funny is I'm turned into my parents now. Now I go in my house, and I'm shutting off all the lights, and I'm starting to bitch and complain. Who keeps leaving the lights on? It's not free.
You got to go, we're not air conditioning the whole state. Then you'll know the circle's complete.
Right.
So then they shut, they shut people's power off. Well, when it's 115 degrees, and that's the low.
Yeah, you die.
Yeah, people die. So they're like, well, we can't do it. All right. So now the Corporation Commission came out and said, okay, no more disconnecting people between the months of. And they're like, well, the weather changes. So they go, okay, all right, no more disconnecting people if the weather is 95 degrees or above. How about that?
I did not know this.
Well, the power companies went to the Corporation Commission and said, nah, how about 105? I couldn't believe it when I read it.
I was like,
95, you can make it.
You can live here for like 7-8 months and never pay a bill.
Right.
At 95.
At 95. So they got it bumped to 105. If the high's 105 or higher, they can't shut the power. I don't know. Is that funny? It's not funny. I mean, but
it's pretty funny.
It is pretty funny. That was in the paper. So yeah, nobody's safe. But we're getting going on who's buying gold, who's selling the market now. Now that we've got impeachment,
all right, I want to get this
proceedings.
right. I want to get because I got it right the other day, and I think I got it wrong yesterday.
Okay.
If Trump isn't impeached,
if he's not impeached, gold's going to take out $5,000. It's the only thing they can point at. So the rich, the guys that run the banks, the guys that run the mutual fund companies, they don't want to hammer the Dow because it's not in their best interest. Now, the liberals sold all their stock before inauguration. They're out. And I know this for a fact because I golf with these guys, and I golf with liberals and conservatives and men's groups, and I listen to them. They sold all their stock the minute Trump got elected. So they missed this run. They missed it completely. Now, you look at premiums. Joe's running specials on coins that I can't believe.
I got $20 libs on sale again today at $1,560. Gold's over $1,500.
Do you understand that libs were at $1,500 when gold cracked 1,000?
Right.
They had $500 premiums on them because everybody was buying. Obama was president. I mean, the Dow had just fallen below 10. And I mean,
another example, ammo.
Another one. Ammo.
Another great example.
Yep. So.
Right.
Ammo way down. The premiums on ammo. So, but again, now gun sales are starting to skyrocket.
Gun sales are definitely picking up again.
Yeah, so same thing. So you look at now the premiums, that just tells you that the Trump base, we're all happy. We've got our gold. We'll take the appreciation. But the only thing the liberals are going to be able to point at if this president is still in office come election day is not a crash Dow, not a crashed economy, but look at the price of gold. People are very nervous. We'll be back. Steve Miller from the album Fly Like an Eagle, circa 1976. I saw him on Austin City Limits about a year ago or so. He's getting up there. Guy wrote an article about just get ready because every rock icon star, idol, everybody that we all grew up with is going to be dead or no edge in 10 years. So they just go through all the names. Billy Joel, 72, you know,
right.
I mean, Bon Jovi, blah, blah, blah. It just goes on and on and on.
Ted Nugent.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So the perfect storm in gold. Last time I was on, that's what I called it. I mean, how do you like it? It's just coming together. So I'll look at Monday. Just for my case for liberals running the futures gold markets. That's why they're there. They don't take delivery. They have no interest in it. They have no interest in physical gold, which is good. It's keeping premiums down on the cash market. It's allowing people to procure at affordable costs. I mean, it's all good, but it's going to get out of hand because if they impeach the president, the conservatives are going to step right in and buy this gold market. This is a win-win. And I look at you. If you don't believe me, think of Monday. Let's recap Monday. So the news magazines, Face the Nation on Sunday, everywhere. I watched them all. You all watched them. The whole impeachment thing was brand new. It went Friday, Saturday, by Sunday. It's just wall to wall all day long. ABC, NBC, CNN, they're all, president's done. He's going to be impeached. We are going to have the vote. We're going to open articles of impeachment, blah, 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 blah. Now, everything that I know and everything that I learned, and all you people are listening, okay, that should have been a Dow down 1,000 Monday morning and gold up 100. That's exactly what should have happened. You're talking about impeaching a sitting U.S. president. What happened?
The Dow was actually up a little. I think the Dow was up like 100 points.
The Dow was up, and gold fell $50. So I rest my case because they're like, oh, we're going to impeach him. We don't have to run gold. We don't have to run it. Now, little by little, they're starting to see the whistleblower, the blah, blah, blah. They're like, dang it, we're not going to be able to get this guy out. So just get ready. The perfect storm is intact. Either way, it's win-win. If they impeach him, I'm loading up. I'm buying because, you know, we're going to get some crazy leftist crazy. The only thing you're going to have left is hard assets. You won't even have chickens and cows anymore without registering those, and they may come by and kill them. So,
for every cow you buy, here's one wolf to go with it. U.S. $20 Liberty gold piece is $1,560. Gold has taken back every single dollar from Monday. Now up 19, 15.01 on gold. Silver's up 40 more cents today, approaching back to 17.75. The Dow is down almost 600 points, was down 350 points yesterday. The S&P's down 62. The Nasdaq's down 155 points. Just, again, as Eric said, all kinds of absolute madness and craziness. GDP forecast all got whacked today. So everybody, the jobs number from ADP wasn't very good today. Everybody's worried that Friday's jobs number is going to be another stinker. Car sales, Ford was down 5%. Chrysler didn't have any gains. GM hasn't built a car in 3 weeks.
Yeah, crazy. They're running out of parts. They don't want to show, though, is they're not running out of cars because sales are that bad.
Right, listen, you know when the strike's going to be over? Is when they finally like, oh, okay, well, finally, hey, we're almost out of cars. Let's start making them again.
You know what? Ford's supposed to come out with the new Bronco. It's going to get unveiled here next month, I think. So we'll see how bad they screw that up. So 1-800-951-0592. Call us collect. Call direct, but call today. It might be the biggest thing you do. God bless you all. Thanks for allowing me into your lives. See you tomorrow. Take care. Bye now.